Welcome to OECD Podcasts, where policy meets people.
Yalla Trappen is a groundbreaking social enterprise located in Sweden. It is dedicated to creating job opportunities and fostering financial independence for foreign-born women. Yalla Trappen has become a well-known model for integrating foreign-born women into the workforce, and today we'll explore the policies, partnerships, and challenges behind their success. We'll also dive into personal stories of transformation and discuss how Yalla Trappen's approach is shaping the future of social inclusion and sustainable development. Together, we will uncover valuable insights and innovative strategies to create job opportunities and financial independence for foreign-born women and unlock local development for people, places, and firms. I'm Katrina Baker from the OECD, and today, my colleague Shayne and MacLachlan will talk to Frida Grundahl, who is a project manager at Yalla Trappen, who will also join us at the OECD Local Development Forum in Greater Copenhagen on the 24th and 25th of September this year.
Let's start. So welcome, Frida, to OECD Podcasts.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So today we're talking about Yalla Trappen. Yalla Trappen's become a well-known model for integrating foreign-born women into the workforce. And Frida, we're just wondering if you can share about certain policies or partnerships that have been crucial in supporting your mission to create job opportunities and foster economic independence.
It has also been crucial that we have the three business branches to be sustainable. So we have three pillars of businesses, including cooking, cleaning, and sewing. And during the pandemic, for example, the cooking was not like growing because we couldn't cater, we didn't have any weddings, we didn't have any meetings, we didn't have any conferences, and the catering is like a big part of the cooking the branch. But instead, people were home and they were remodeling their houses, and they were ordering a lot on like home decoration, and they were ordering a lot of curtains, which we're sewing in the sewing studio at Yalla Trappen. So instead, the sewing branch was improving and expanding. So it is crucial for us with the partnership, but it is also crucial with the three pillars of businesses that we have at Yalla Trappen.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're talking here about integrating foreign-born women into the workforce, but indeed, Yalla Trappen's approach isn't just about job creation, it's also about building community and, for sure, social inclusion. So maybe you could just share a little bit about how your approach at Yalla Trappen has transformed the lives of some of the women that you work with.
The group of women that we work with is the group that is being said to be the one that is furthest away from the labor market, statistically. The group of women we are working with, we are 62 employees at the moment, and the group of women have little to no work experience and little to no formal education, and is being said to be the furthest away from the labor market. This also means that this group of women in some cases live in social isolation and has no economic stability and no we are working with empowering women through working and getting their own income to be able to make your own choices, to be standing on your own 2 feet, and to provide for your family. So it's a work integrating social enterprise, but it is also working towards equality. So we need to empower women. We need for all the women in the society to be empowered to reach equality, and we can do that by offering work opportunities for the group of women who is to be said to be the one that is furthest away from the labor market. And at the moment, there's about 2,500 women enrolled into the public employment service in Malmö at the moment, who is a part of the group of women that we are working with.
Amazing, amazing. Do you have any like specific stories or examples of, how this approach has transformed the lives of some of the women involved?
Yeah, I can't really speak of the individual experiences, but I would say that we know that like the entire family is affected by women entering into the labor market. We know that kids has greater opportunities in school and is reaching higher goals and higher degrees in school when their parents are working. And we know they affect the whole society and the women themselves. So a lot of women are identifying themselves as being home, being a mother, being like the one who takes care of the house, the one that cooks, the cleans, but not like a working person. So we are offering also the chance to be identifying you as together with a work, like I am contributing to the society, I'm paying taxes, someone is missing me when I'm not coming to work in the morning, I need to be there, I need to help my colleagues, I need to produce these things that we are offering or delivering or whatever selling the next day. So we are also contributing to not only empowering and not only enhancing the Swedish language, but also offering a new way of identifying yourself.
Yeah, that identity so important. That's great. And of course,
Yeah.
Yalla Trappen goes beyond the region of Greater Copenhagen and Malmo in Sweden. Just if you could tell us, Frida, a little bit about some of the biggest challenges that you've faced, in navigating some of these obstacles of scaling your model out to other regions.
Yes, of course. So yeah, we are working with a mentorship program. So if you want to start a Yalla Trappen somewhere else in Sweden or abroad, we can help you by sharing our knowledge. Like this has been working for us and this has not been working for us. It's crucial with partnership, it's crucial with collaborations, but you can do this but you can't do that, and so on and so on. Uh, because we know that this group of women, they are facing the same problems, the same obstacles, no matter if you live in Stockholm, in Malmö, in Gothenburg, in Copenhagen, or in a small city outside of, I don't know, in the north of Sweden. Because it's the same statistics, it's the same group of women, they have the same barriers, the same obstacles to climb. So we want to contribute to creating new work experiences and new work opportunities wherever in Sweden you live or wherever in the world you live. But we also know that starting a social enterprise is the hardest part of the work. So you need, because we're a non-profit, so we don't have any money left. So all of the money or all the profit goes back to the women to creating new employments. So you have to be like someone investing, or you have to have project funding in the beginning, and then you have to be sustainable from day one. So this is a big challenge to like start it up, to get it sustainable, to have collaborations, to enter into partnerships and so on. So it's a big challenge because if you're a small organization or company or enterprise, it's it's not easy to offer like partnerships with IKEA and H&M. You have to be a little bit bigger. So you have to start really, really small, and you have to have some sort of funding in the start to get you started and to grow, and then be known and to be a little bit famous in the words of what you're doing in the name, and they ask you to contribute in the end. Can you help us to contribute to social sustainability? But you have to start it up, and the start, as you know, as everyone knows, is the hardest.
I mean, that's really, really interesting. I'm just wondering as well about kind of policies and indeed like reform of policy or policy changes at the local or national level, and which policy changes would make the biggest difference in helping more foreign-born women achieve, well, financial independence and, I guess, securing meaningful employment?
Yeah, that's a really tough question, I would say. So there there could be, and there is a lot of policies and policy changes to be made, of course. But one that we are facing as Yalla Trappen in Malmö to be an enterprise with 62 employees at the moment, we are established in Malmö. We are established. We have some established partnerships and collaborations. But what we are facing is the procurements from the municipality and so on. We can't really compete with the bigger companies in pricing and so on, but we can compete with the sustainability factor that we're offering. So we would like to see a change in the procurements, that it can be a reserved part for social enterprises, or there can be a reserved part for other organizations that is contributing to sustainability instead of competing just in the prices. And that's on local level, of course. And if we are getting big partnerships or big orders or whatever, we can grow and we can create more work opportunities. But we need for the public to offer the chance for us to grow together with them. So through reserve procurements, or they are directing, like when they are buying the food for their conferences, they should be reserved for, like, okay, you need to be contributing to society and to sustainability when you're ordering as a public sector. But also for the women from the target group that we are working with. So a lot of the programs and the projects that is implemented always like try to include one part of a woman's life. So maybe you'll get enrolled in a program and you have to stop going to the SFI, the Swedish for Foreigners. And then you have to like stop it, you have to pause it, and then you can get enrolled into the other program, and then you go there for 4 months or 6 months or a year, and then you go back. So the project finishes, then you finishes, and then you're not left with, okay, should I go back to SFI, or should I try to enter the labor market, instead of the programs or the projects in place to be like including more parts of a woman's life, like be able to combine different parts of the woman's life. And we know that it's a group of women who has no formal education, no work experience, and you need to have an understanding of the target group, and you need to be having an understanding of the barriers and the obstacles that they are facing, and you need to be including that in every step of the way.
We're indeed getting kind of to the end of the podcast episode today, and we've heard some really interesting aspects around policy and partnerships, social inclusion, and scaling up. But maybe, Frida, we might just finish with any kind of recent projects or initiatives that kind of exemplify Yalla Trappen's work on sustainable development and economic empowerment that you might be able to share in a concrete way for listeners.
Yes, another project that we are been running now for 5 years actually is called Yalla Lotsa, and Lotsa in Swedish means like a guide or a pilot. And we are working towards mothers who have been home for a lot of years on parental leave, and they are not shown in the statistics as unemployed because they're on parental leave, but they have been for a couple of years maybe, and they have been in Sweden for a lot of years, and they have never entered into the labor market. And we have a really great obstacle in breaking the social isolation for the women who have not entered into the labor market, but hasn't either entered into the social community. So what we are doing is we have been hiring 8 women speaking different languages coming from different cultures, coming from different countries, and from different religions. They are working with finding the women, informing the women, building relations with the women, and with trust and representation, trying to break social isolation. Because if you're home with your kids and if you're living in social isolation, you can't enter into the work to the labor market. You can't enter into the labor market, and you can't be contributing to the society, to the sustainability of the society. So this is another part of the work that Yalla Trappen does. We are finding the barriers to enter the labor market, and we are trying with the projects to erase those obstacles or erase those barriers by adding on these projects, because we know that not everyone is ready for the labor market because you're home with your kids, or you need some internship first, or whatever barriers you're facing, you maybe need to take some steps before you're ready to enter the labor market. You can't count on everyone to be ready to enter the labor market and offer employment to everyone, because for some women there's some steps to be taken before. So this is a way we do it, with representation and with relationships.
No, that's absolutely huge. I mean, very, very interesting to hear some of the ways that you've been breaking down these barriers and obstacles to help those furthest from the labour market, as you said, and those that are isolated, I guess, including foreign-born women. But yeah, thanks so much for being with us today, Frida, and sharing about the work of Yalla Trappen and some of those very, very interesting aspects. This indeed is a part of our OECD Local Development Forum Speaker Spotlight series, and we'll be doing a number of other podcasts with actors in urban spaces. So listeners, do keep an ear out for those pieces coming along in the series. The OECD Local Development Forum will happen and is happening in Greater Copenhagen on the 24th and 25th of September. The theme is Building Bridges, Shaping Tomorrow. So we'll be discussing a lot of topics around local development. So thank you so much, Frida, and to Yalla Trappen. Congratulations, and really inspiring to hear some of your stories today on OECD Podcasts.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
To get involved, go to the OECD website and you can find the forum there under events or on X with the hashtag #GoLocal. And do join us again for some more OECD podcasts.
To listen to other OECD podcasts, find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud.com/OECD.